Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So today I am on episode 3 of my tropical flower series, and I will show you what I've been making. It's for my collage. We're making collages for digitals. They're going to go into my Etsy shop, so I have a series of 5 that I'm working on. And what I'm starting off here with is the watercolor paper, and it's 40 pound 300 GSM, and I just got this at Walmart, so that's where I grabbed that at. And some of the things I'll be incorporating into this is I've been working with this blouse that I cut up, so that's why it's great to keep your clothes. Don't throw away old things. I mean, this I had never even, I wore it like maybe once. I didn't like the way it fit, but I really love the flowers and stuff on it. So this is the tropical flowers that I'm working with to incorporate into the collage, and it's really fun to play with. So I got that, and I'm going to be doing pretty much the black and white today. So I wanted to make I'm going to do a gesso like white background after I put my scraps down. These are just some table scraps, or just, scraps you got hanging around. And I'll be putting those in the background, putting some gesso or white acrylic paint, either one, on top. Then incorporating some of this fabric in it and adding all kinds of things to it. So I'll be getting some crackle paste, which I'll make sure to link down below in my Amazon links. I have a couple of things down there that you can come check out. And then even my stencils here, these are fun. And I want to, because I love the pattern that goes throughout this. It's kind of got a honeycomb little pattern going, so this kind of works for me. I'm not going to use the bees. I'm just going to use the honeycomb shape and maybe do a little bit in the corner here and there with some green. So I'll incorporate that in there. And then I got some of my deli papers that I have like 1,000 sheets of these, and they're the 8x10s, and they're great. I will make sure to link that below. But we did eco printing on this, so I'll put that at the end of the playlist, at the end of the end screen of the video. I'll make sure to link that to show you guys how I did the eco print. So I might add a little bit of this throughout. And also I'll make sure to put the playlist of this tropical series. I'll put that at the end screen too, so you guys come check it out. And let's see. I'm not sure what else I'm going to be throwing in here right now. I know I have my charcoal pencils that I can play with, and that'll be towards the end when I outline things. And then my grease pencils, which are fun to play with, and that's what these look like. And I'll make sure to link those below. My pastels are always fun, but I'm not sure if I'm going to throw them in this one or not, but these are fun to play with. Paint brushes and some glue and water mixture. It's just 50-50 Elmer's glue and water, and that's what I use to glue down like the paper scraps and all that. So I got that with just a big old paintbrush. This is nice, the fan brush to splatter with. A little palette knife is great to use throughout, especially with the crackle and stuff like that. So I think that's as far as I'm going to get for now, and then I will do this in a time lapse, and I'll pop in later, and we'll talk about what I did, and if I added more things or new things, we'll talk about it then. Okay, so I went ahead and put down all the scrap papers with my glue and water mixture. And then I forgot this one is going to be the black. I'm going to do a black, Mars black background. And then I'll put on, because that'll contrast better with it when I put these on. So I just want to make sure to tell you guys that, and that's what I'm going to be putting on now. right, so let's see. What have I done so far? I put down the fabric. I got that down, and then I did the stenciling, and I used the apple barrel crisp green and lime tree, and then I threw in some Winsor & Newton just raw sienna, and then Liquitex yellow oxide. So I thought those colors looked really good together. And I did that, then put down my stenciling. Oh, I also, when the paint was a little wet in the background, the black paint, I took the back of my paintbrush and just did some markings just to add a little extra interest in the back. And then I put down my stencil and used the gesso, just the Liquitex gesso, and stenciled it on. And now my next step, oh, and I did take my palette knife and scrape up some of the paint here and just kind of ran it through. Just kind of rubbed it to put everything back a little bit. And I want to make this my focal point, the flowers and the birds. So what I want to do is take some of my pastels and my grease pencils, and I think I want to throw in and see how it looks if I trace around with my Sharpie, maybe to just sharpen that up a little bit around it all. Yeah, so I think that's what I want to do, and just try to bring some of this out, and maybe even throw in my black precise, just extra fine pen, and maybe do some doodlings in the center of the flowers and stuff. So I am going to do that, and then I will be back and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I am all done. I think it turned out awesome. It looks really cool. So what we did is I went ahead and put pastels on the flowers and the butterflies and the little dragonfly and birds, and then took my paintbrush and went ahead and just dipped it into water and just did a little bit of painting with it. So I think that turned out pretty fun. And it's still gonna rub off. So if you want this to be permanent and not rub off or anything, you can get that sealant. It's like a soft pastel spray, and that would seal it in. But yeah, I think it turned out really cool. And what else did I do? So then I went through with some crackle and did that with the mixture of the green and the yellows and the sienna and all that, all these colors. I did like this one, the raw sienna, the yellow oxide, and then the two greens here that I used, the lime tree and then the crisp green. So I went ahead and did those and just kind of took my palette knife and did it with the crackle paste and just did it throughout. And I think that turned out really fun. But yeah, I think that's all I did for touching up and getting it all done. So my words I want to put on here today okay, let's see. I'm gonna ink them up as I put them on. So I'm just using the black soot here, just black soot oxide, and we're gonna embrace. I wanted to do. So I have this too. It's the ideology. That's where I'm getting the words from, and I think that's down in my Amazon links. If not, let me know. But I wanted to find the word, I forgot, your, right here. So let's do embrace your, and then imperfection, and then I cut an S out of another word. So imperfections. I think that's awesome to do it like this. Then we'll even have it a little bit crooked like that. So embrace your imperfections. And I think all of us do this, where we're just like, no, that's not good enough. No, I'm not good enough for this, or that didn't turn out good enough. And I think that's something we should all live by, is that we should embrace our imperfections. I mean, who's to say they are imperfections? You know, I mean, who's the judge of that? Except for, I know we're really hard on yourself. All of us are hard on our own selves. And I think that's something to keep in mind, is to embrace your imperfections, you know. Don't take everything so serious, and don't, make it so hard. And especially with art, this is supposed to be relaxing. This is supposed to be something that is a journey, and the outcome is different every time. I mean, you could come into it with some ideas and some color palettes and some materials you're going to use and things like that, but it always turns out a little bit different, not exactly precise, not, you can't control exactly how it's going to turn out, but you can guide it. So that's why it is a journey, and we should embrace it, So I thought that was a great quote to put on this today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys will see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.